Hello, my name's Claire Collins and I'm part of the Citizen Literacy team, and I'm recording this short video because you've very kindly offered to support some of the work that we're doing, trial the app that we've developed and share what you found back with us, but also with your colleagues, your friends, your family members, other members of the community, people who have missed out on aspects of their education and as a result have got to adulthood and still struggle to read and write and navigate the world of text. And I wanted to reach out to you because when you're talking to adults who have missed out on big blocks of learning, it's really important to think about the way that we discuss literacy. I think we can all acknowledge that for many people there's shame attached to having missed out on aspects of education. You may find that when you've worked with colleagues, friends, that instead of saying I find this really hard to read, people might say instead, oh, I've forgotten my glasses, because it's too embarrassing to admit that they can't read perhaps a simple form, or they struggle to write things about themselves like their name and address on a piece of paper. And as a team, and we are a team of wide skills and understanding around adult literacy, we share a common ethos, and that is that we don't think in terms of deficit. I've just expressed to you the struggles that people might have to navigate the world of literacy, and yet adults have brought up families, they've held down jobs, they've done so many things, and that means that this is just one aspect of their life that's missing. It's a really important aspect, and it will have implications on how they navigate the world. But just think for a moment about some of the language that's often associated with adult literacy development. Come into this centre and we're going to offer you a diagnosis of your needs, or we're going to screen what your abilities are. Packed into those two words, diagnosis and screening, is an idea that somehow someone could be sick and that we need to cure them. And that's a terribly negative way to think about adult literacy development. And if it was me, I would start to feel bad about myself. Perhaps it would enhance the feelings of shame that can be attached to struggling to read and write. And so instead, let's think about how we all have things in our lives that we've not mastered, that for one reason or another we've struggled to do. And what we really want to do with the app, and I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a moment, is help people to make some small steps towards reaching out, perhaps to their local adult learning service, or a project worker in their union, or a college, or even a friend who might be able to support them, and have begun that journey of recognising the relationship between sound and print, have achieved writing letters and recognising how sounds are formed by combinations of letters. And as a result of making these small but really significant steps of progress, by the end of the course that they do on their phone, or perhaps on a screen if they're part of another kind of group, we're really hoping that they think, instead of I've got something to be ashamed about, actually there's something that I can do here, and I know I am able to develop, however long it's been since I stopped education, or however far away I feel from being able to read and write to the extent that I want to be able to. I'm showing you our website at the moment, and you can get to this at citizenliteracy.com, and there's lots more about the background to the project in the button that says about, and in fact there's a paper that we've put together which expresses our views on literacy, who we all are, some of the background information that you might not be aware of, or perhaps you already are highly aware of, but it's all together in one place. So I told you that I would tell you a little bit more about the app, and you can see a graphic of it here on the right hand side of the screen. It's going to be mediated through sound, so we're reaching out to people who are at the beginning of their journey when it comes to adult literacy development. So we're going to be making very good use of audio instructions, icons, and what we'd really like you to do is to have a go yourself. It's very difficult to imagine what it might be like to find it hard to read and write if that's not you. But you should have an idea of what it feels like to use the app, whether everything was clear, the instructions and the tasks that you have to do. And then we'd like you to see if somebody who you know and work with would like to try the app out too. Eventually, we'd like to test this with as many adults as possible. And if you haven't already told us that you'd like to get involved, you're listening to this video because someone's passed it along to you, there is a contact us form on our website. You can just get in touch and tell us that you're interested, or you can fill in an online form and express an interest in becoming either what we call an advocate, somebody who's going to share the app with an adult or adults who are beginner readers and writers. Perhaps you're a teacher or manager and would like to use the app with your learners. It's completely free of charge. I should have said that much earlier on, but there's nothing that you have to pay, and we don't intend for you to have to do so in the future. Or perhaps you would like to act as what we call a surrogate and test the app on behalf of an adult or adults who are beginner readers and writers who you know, and just give us your take on what it feels like to interact with this app. So I'd like to thank you for your involvement, and I'd also ask you to tell us really honestly about how things could be improved, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, and bye.